Hi, everybody. Welcome back at our long interview with Dr. Julia Camps-Herrero. Julia has many tasks in our society, and this year she's going to be the host of our annual scientific meeting to be held in Valencia, Spain. And now it's my great pleasure to welcome again Julia here for a longer chat, more detail, more background, more relaxed in our M2M format. Julia, thanks again for being here with us. Thanks for taking your time. And what are your key, messages to our followers, to our fellow EUSOBians about this wonderful meeting you've been organizing on behalf of the EUSOBI?
Thank you, Matthias. Well, actually, I am happy to say that Spain is really has been, I think, the link between EUSOBI and Latin America in this way. We all know that now EUSOBI is not a European society, so to speak. It's more than that. It's a worldwide breast imaging society. We've seen over the years how much attraction EUSOBI annual meeting, EUSOBI webinars, courses, MR courses have had on all breast images worldwide. And it was only a very happy stance that we met, I must mention him, Dr. Miguel Ángel Pinochet from Chile, who was the first EUSOBI meets, was Chile. He is a Latin American, a Chilean breast imager that started all this, actually. He was the one who connected us to the Latin American breast imaging radiologists. Actually, this was way back 15 years ago, I think. And then he started to invite us to lecture in all their important meetings, the radiology meetings, the breast imaging meetings. He was also one of the presidents of the Spanish and Latin American Society of Breast Imaging, which is currently led also by another Chilean radiologist. And it's been really very interesting to be there and see the way they work and what all the things we have learned from them. And very importantly, EUSOBI has already organized 2 MRI courses in Latin America. I think we were all there. Well, some of us went there. They were very excited for us to be there. I think this is it's only very happy that we are meeting Colombia this year. So it's like the perfect circle has closed in a way, because we share the same views. We have tried for the Latin American breast images to see the European way of looking at breast imaging, looking at patients, looking at population screening. And I have to acknowledge that they are doing a great job, because we have the support of all the public hospitals, so to speak. The European community supports breast imaging, breast cancer, all the measures that have been taken. We are one of the few places in the world where we have complete 100% populational screening, and this is not what's happening in Latin America. So it's harder for their radiologists to keep update and do their job as they think they should do. So I think that it's great that we are having this very close interaction between us that has been going on for many, many years. And we will also have the participation of the Spanish breast images by, we are going to collaborate with the Spanish Breast Imaging Society, CEDIM, which is led by Dr. Maria Martinez Galvez. She's one of the opinion leaders here in Spain. And yes, the program is really very, very interesting, as it always is, because we have seen over the years how much attraction it has conceded. among all the radiologists. We will have a session on an update on the virus lexicon, which is very much needed in these times where contrast enhanced mammography is the new kid on the block, but also we need to update because the information technologies are changing, day by day in radiology. We will also have a classical session on screening. We will have a session on staging in which we will also have the collaboration of a breast pathologist, a Spanish breast pathologist, Dr. Bernet, on radiopathological correlation. And we will have also an interesting session on B3 lesions because, as you know, there is a group from EUSOBI which has collaborated. Actually, we're now in the process of reviewing the guideline, but we have collaborated with EUSOMA, some of us, in designing the new B3 guideline. And we will have Dr. Nisha Sharma telling us about it. So stay tuned because, this is a very hot topic and people are really interested in B3 lesions and how to manage B3 lesions, because I think that over the years, through a very close collaboration between the best imaging has to offer, very good ultrasound imaging, but also MRI and great interventional tools like vacuum-assisted biopsy. I think that we can now say that we have helped in a way to avoid unnecessary surgical procedures. And I think this is the key message, that the main actor here should be the radiologist, and all radiologists should be dexterous in using vacuum-assisted biopsy and avoiding unnecessary surgical procedures. So I think this session is going to be one of the highlights. Then we have the EUSOBI Award for the most quoted breast imaging paper published in European Radiology. And we will have the very classical interpretation, image interpretation quiz by Dr. Fuchsjäger, organized by Michael Fuchsjäger, our current vice president. And I am very proud to present, I will be proud to present the keynote lecturer, Dr. Javier Cortés, who is a Spanish breast oncologist, who is worldwide known by all the Fergain, all the clinical trials that he has set up. He is working specifically on metastatic breast cancer, and more specifically in HER2 breast cancer. He has done a great job in this area, and we really are looking forward to his Future of Oncology in 20 minutes, an overview. I think it's going to be very interesting. Then we will have the next session just after the keynote lecture will be hot topics in breast oncology. So, and the hot topics are really, really, really hot because we are now moving into, new imaging characterizations of the cancer. Ramona Wojtek from Cambridge and Germany will talk to us about this. The news about the axilla, and something which is really interesting, the immune therapy, how we should look at it, the new interventions in these patients. And one of my personal favorites is the de-escalation treatment guided by high quality imaging, which, as you know, I really like that topic. And we will have Liz Morris, which we all know and admire from the US. We will have from the US Society of Breast Imaging, Linda Moy from NYU, who is an excellent breast radiologist and researcher. We really admire all her papers. She's also the editor of Radiology, and she's doing a great job with all her research. I think she's one of the key opinion leaders, as world leaders in breast imaging. And then we will have the EUSOBI Young Club session with the winners of the EUSOBI Young Research Grants. I must say here that although you know that you're going to talk, I know that you will talk about the EUSOBI Young Club. I'm so proud and so happy that we have, all the work that all the Young Club is doing in disseminating what we are doing. I'm actually been told that they're going to organize another Young Club in the CB, in the Latin American Society. So stay tuned, because this is also going to be very interesting. Then we have a very special session this year, which will be staying happy as a breast radiologist. This is a new session in which we will deal with the diagnostic errors, the imposter syndrome, the work environment, the stress that we all, after COVID, all of us, the doctors and nurses and all the healthcare workers have experienced a breakthrough, so to speak. And I think it's only fair that we sit in a fireside chat and talk about how to manage the bad moments. So I think this is also a very hot topic and one of my favorites. I think it's a very great initiative. We will give as you know, the EUSOBI Gold Medal to Dr. Francesco Sardanelli. He has been one of our mentors for a long, long time. He has pushed EUSOBI so high. It's great, all the work he has done in research. Also, he's, as you know, the editor of the European Radiology Experimental, but he has mentored so many young radiologists and given so many unusual viewpoints to the things we do. He has contributed. I'm so happy to say that over the years, I have really cherished all my, meetings, EUSOBI, the board meetings with him. He has given us a lot of great feedback. And I think it's only fair that we honor him with this. He really deserved this. He actually should have gotten it some years ago, but due to EUSOBI, the COVID and everything, I think it's only fair, and I'm really happy that we are going to give it to him in Valencia. Then we will have the classical session of advanced imaging techniques, in which we're moving, shifting further and further. It's unbelievable how innovative it gets in radiology. It's also challenging, as you know, because we have to keep up with all this new information. But we will hear about ultrasound, which is not dead, as we all know, as well as new X-ray techniques, breast CT, and of course, MRI with all the, field strength, the coils, image reconstruction, whatsoever. We will also have a final session on AI. Artificial intelligence is becoming a must for all of us. So we thought that it was very important that we had a session on this, on trying to convey to all the radiologists how an image is generated, how it can help us in stratifying risk. I think this is, and then we have Connie Lehman for this, which is one of the drivers. Connie Lehman from Mass General in Boston is one of the drivers, has always been one of the drivers in innovating another look at mammography, which, as you know, is really changing the world of screening, detection, breast cancer detection, and then we will have some talk about the ethics and legal considerations using AI. So I think that we have another expert, Jose Luis Raya, who is a breast radiologist from Cordoba, and I don't know if you know this, but they have published several papers in radiology on AI applied to populational screening and tomosynthesis. So it's really, really, I'm really looking forward to what he has to say. And last but not least, we will have EUSOBI Meets Colombia this year, which is really links very nicely to my, initial message that how important it has been for us to be there with them, with the Latin American radiologists and how challenging it is for them to, work in their everyday practice, because they are not as lucky as we are in some senses. They have thriving new young people who are really want to learn, and they ask me again and again that, as you know, I have a course in an MRI course in Spanish and a CEM course in Spanish. And I can tell you that more than 30% of our attendees are Latin American. So they are really, really thriving in this sense. We will have the last session actually will be the classical MDC session, in which most collaborators will be Spanish, and it will be chaired by Dr. Fleur Kilburn-Topping from Cambridge, and me. And we will have unusual cases and missed opportunities. It's not going to be like the classical MDT, but we will like to add it some salt and pepper and talk about opposing views of surgeons, for instance, or opposing. We will try to kind of make it more polemical and more interesting. And then, yes, we will have the young scientist sessions, the Carla Bertes Young Investigator Award. I just want to say that I have a very warm memory of Carla Bertes. She was, unfortunately, she's been dead for some years now, and she was one of my mentors. Her Erasmus course was really a breakthrough in my radiological career. So I think it's we will remember her in Valencia as well. And yeah, I think that's it from the program, which is going to be, I think it's a very interesting program, and I think it will be very attractive for all breast radiologists worldwide.
Thank you so much, Julia, for pointing this out and giving a personal tour, I would say, through this year programs. It's obviously packed with a lot of stuff, but it's also has a personal story of you behind it. And that's, among others, the story of EUSOBI being one of the leaders of our societies and hosting this wonderful meeting in Valencia. And something which I would really learn a little bit more about is, we all know Valencia, but nobody knows Valencia better than you in terms of EUSOBI. And do you mind giving, just as a closing remark and in the closing minutes of our chat, some your personal highlights, which every EUSOBI and every breast imager who's going to Valencia should not miss, like the classic ones, but maybe some top secrets from an insider,
Well, one of our most well-known foods is the paella, which was born in Valencia by the fishermen who were working in the Albufera. The Albufera is just a big lake, so to speak, which is close by the sea, where it's a sweetwater lake. But the people who fish there, they just didn't know how to, they put together everything they had in the dish. And maybe you don't know this, but we are a rice grower area, a very important one. You will have rice patties around Valencia. And yeah, that's where the paella comes from. So something you should miss. And you can get wonderful paella dishes from the seaside, the Malvarrosa beach by the sea. So this is something you shouldn't miss. And something else you shouldn't miss is the market. I think I love going to that market. It's still active. It's very, very ebullient. It has a wonderful restaurant inside. I think this is something you should miss, and just cross the street and go to the Silk Exchange, which is from the 14th century. It's amazing. It's a beautiful architecture from Valencia in those times. And then I think you should go to we will have a great evening event in the City of Arts and Sciences. So I think that you will enjoy that very much. It's along the riverbed, along the old riverbed. What they did is they built all this City of Arts and Sciences as well as a 7-kilometer park, which is so nice to walk with many trees. I hope it's not too hot at that when you know, at the end of September. So I think these are things, these are musts that you that all the participants and attendees should come. So of course, not to speak about the Valencian wine, and which might be not that famous, but we are one of the most fastest growing areas in vineyards. So I think these are things that you shouldn't miss.
Thank you so much, Julia. This is lovely. So this is really a place to be. There's a personal touch. The host knows every corner because it's your city, as you pointed out. It's a wonderful way to connect on a professional level. You summarized the program, gave a personal tour through the programs. They're going to be classical sessions, which we all love and expect, but there will be also new stuff, new Byrads. I really love the interactive sessions. Michael will do the quiz. We are engaging with people around the globe. This time focus Latin America, which I think is wonderful and beautiful. And you have been a leader in setting that up. So also thank you very much on our behalf. We will honor our rising stars and the young radiologists. So this is really a packed meeting. And I think we all should take at least 1 or 2 days plus for the exploring and touristic stuff, because this is really, I'm really looking forward for this meeting for many reasons. Julia, thank you so much. I know you're super busy. You will have a call in a couple of minutes. I want to just thank you on behalf also of Melissa and all the other people who are involved in our social media channels for taking your time. It was really a pleasure chatting to you, learning from you, and getting the vibes, the spirit, because this is what keeps us all driving. It's not just another meeting. It's really there are persons of behind who are really burning, passionate about that, and this is what makes me so proud and joyful being part of the EUSOBI family. So once again, thank you very much, Julia. And it's a tradition that the final word is usually belonging to, not to me, obviously, but to you, Julia. So any final remark, final word to our audience?
I only have to say that I'm so proud to having been one of EUSOBI presidents. I have learned so much from all of you, from the young people, but also from my mentors who introduced me and asked me to be there. I have been working for EUSOBI, as you know, for some years now. And I think all the best things I've learned have come from my interaction with EUSOBI. So I'm really honored that EUSOBI would like to organize their annual meeting in Valencia. Thank you so much for all your hard work and for all your teachings and for all the time you have taken to show me the greatest things about breast imaging. Thank you.